Hello and welcome, my gloopy Gilberts. It's SJB here. Right now, what we've got going on is Pat's Pond. Alright, we're playing on Impoppable, not Chimps, Impoppable. And I want to show you guys a really cool open strategy. That's it. I want to show you guys the most majestic and amazing open strategy of all time. I think a lot of players, when they look at open, they think very one-sided. They think Druid, Mass Druid, get Avatar of Wrath, plus make sure you're alchemizing. Ba-doop! That's it. But that's not the only way to play with open. He's got a lot of cool aspects to him, and one of the coolest parts of him is that later on in the game, once we get to maybe like 45 or something like that, he will eventually get the ability to power up all magic monkeys, not just druids. So what we're doing today is we're going to throw down an early banana farm, being greedy, showing off again Oben's skills, his prowess at starting off the game here, and even beating around 12 without any issues so far. Oh, no. Hopefully that doesn't cause us any issues here. Around frickin' 13, man. Ugh. Oben, stop sucking sometimes. And we're going to try to get our pretty quick magic monkey here. We want a druid. All right, early game druid. And I know, again, what did I just say? Don't think druids. But we want to use super monkeys. But of course, super monkeys are not an early game tower, Chris. In fact, they're kind of like they're a mid-game tower. They can also be a late-game tower, kind of depending on how you're looking at it. But you know, super monkeys are expensive right from the get-go. $3,000, man. That's not cheap. This is what we're gonna do. We're going to rely on our Dart Monkey being amazing. We're going to go for a really quick 2-0 banana farm with this Druid open combo. We're going to watch the abilities a little bit. I think we will need to use them. And one thing I want to throw out here is that this will probably not be a black impoppable medal, quote unquote. And the reason why I say that is because this is such a random situation with two really close monkeys to the front here. And if one bloom just being stupid and just randomly decides to sneak through, you might have to restart. And I'm not going to feel bad about that, like at all. It just means that, you know, instead of being greedy, we'll just be ungreedy for a little bit. And I think we'll be a lot happier about the process here. So, I'm not saying I'm trying to lose or I'm going to lose like 500 times or anything like that, but we may have having to do a little bit of restart action. That's all I really want to say. All right, next up, again, we want to make sure we're using our towers to our advantage. And again, I think a ninja is kind of like the way to go. Get more magic monkeys in range of Oben. You do want to pay attention to the range of Oben, though. His range is kind of small. It doesn't really get that much bigger. So, at the very least, like, pay attention a little bit to Oben's range when you're putting towers around him. Druids, you will automatically see the buff. You will see that little thingamajig, but ninjas and stuff, you won't see the buff because it doesn't exist yet until level 11 for him. Anyways, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I feel like I can just leave you guys for a couple rounds, and we'll be back when we get some extra cash. But I decided to be a little bit greedy here. Instead of going straight for my super monkey right now, I figured why the heck not go for a marketplace. We've got the money for it already, and if we get this guy, and this is my only banana farm of the entire game, by the way, but I think if we get this guy, life is going to be so amazing. It's going to be awesome. So, I want a marketplace, bro. So here we go. We got to be a little bit careful here with Oben. But yes, he does. He handles those leads on round 28. And those are the close leads, too. Round 30 is actually more leads, but they're more spaced out. So anyways, still, Super Monkey's a little bit further away than I think I can manage here. So we're going to go for a quick double shot ninja. And I might get Caltrops, depending on if I start to lose at all. If I start to lose, I'll get the Caltrops. If not, next step, Super Monkey. Get on the Go-Go Mobile with me. We're getting our Super Monkey. Again, you want to pay attention to the range here, all right? We want to make sure that this guy is in range of Oben. And honestly, I think we're going to be in range here, specifically when I get my village going later on. So we're going to throw the Super Monkey right up here. This is, of course, going to be more effective for this area up here, but he can still reach over here. I'm going to show you guys why I put him a little bit further away. It's because our first two upgrades are going to be something that's sort of weird. I think a lot of players, when they're getting Super Monkeys, think Laser Blast and Plasma Blast. But believe it or not, that is actually not the correct way to play early game Super Monkeys. If you're playing an early game Super Monkey, I think you should go for the Super Range and the Epic Range, because we're getting extra Pierce out of our Super Monkey. It doesn't just give extra range. It doesn't tell you it gives you extra Pierce. It just does. So, it's totally worth it. Like, totally worth it. And honestly, the crazy part is Robo Monkeys are one of the best super monkeys in the game, and it's a stepping stone to get an early Robo Monkey. $8,640. It's not that expensive, realistically. So I don't know if we're going to run any issues up until the Moab here. I don't think so, though. But then once we get to the Moab, we probably will. So I'll show you guys what we're going to have to pull off here. One of the coolest things about this game is sometimes you can learn from losses. and you can decide what is the most beneficial or easiest way to actually do what you're trying to do. Sometimes you can say, well, it's easy for me to just sell this $6,000 tower, buy a Robo Monkey and some other crap, and then just like rebuy it a little later on. Like, okay, totally fair. That's like a very reasonable way to play this game, but there are other ways around it. Like, for example, we can build an Alchemist. And an Alchemist might be able to power up both our Super Monkey and our Ninja, but you're going to see, without any of that, we can't handle it. But seeing certain defenses and knowing things about them can help you understand what's going to happen in a Chimps game, for example, especially if you're going for a black Chimps medal. Knowing that the strategy won't work will be helpful for later on. So we're going to go for a quick Alchemist. I think I can get by with just a 3rd tier, but I'm going to go for the 4th tier as well. And we're going to use our Thorns right away. I'm going to see if this is going to be enough. Check it out. A little bit tough, but we do manage, and I'm pretty happy with that. This is also going to open up the fact that now we can go for our 4th tier Ninja, which is going to be the camo detection that we need for the next round here. And then we're going to village. We're going to village around a lot of our guys over here, and then boom, we're basically freaking done, man. I think we basically won at this point. I know it sounds crazy to say that, but we figured out a lot of the hard part of the game, and we're making extra cash. It doesn't have to be ridiculous amounts of extra cash, it just means the right amount of extra cash. In case you're curious how things are going, here's where we're at. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down my trees down in this bottom corner here, and it's not because I actually need the popping power. It's because I want to make extra cash. We're not on Chimps mode, so we can take advantage of the fact that we can make extra money. Right now, the only thing that are popping things down on the bottom here is one Dart Monkey and Oben randomly sniping things from across the way here, which unfortunately... Oh, and I guess our Ninja sniping things across the way over here, which they're clearly not even remotely in range, but they're still just killing it all. It's kind of wild, actually. Kind of like really wild. So I don't know. I'm actually like a little saddened that we're not making the extra money off of these trees over here. And I'm almost making me wonder if I should throw it in the corner over here next time. You can see the big difference in popping power though from the first Moab compared to this Moab. It made it super ridiculously easy, like no issues at all. And I've got a lot of money saved up. So what kind of Super Monkeys we want to go for? And let's talk about Oben's buffs coming up here. So let's get a Robo Monkey. I have the cam detection in here, so I'm going to go for the Plasma Blast and Laser Blast here. I want the damage. I want the overall output of killing power from my Super Monkey for right now, not any like special bonuses or anything. So, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Let's throw the trees down over here. I don't really know what's better, but I don't think we're going to lose anytime soon with our current defense. So, we'll watch it happen. But here we go. Level 11 for Open. Nature's Clarity. All magic monkeys in range get +5 range. Okay, that's not crazy. It's very, very small enough range. That's not something that actually matters that much, but it does exist. You just gotta keep it in mind a little bit. And +2 Pierce. Now, this matters a lot for specifically things like ninjas. All right, ninjas, druids, all that stuff. The Pierce is really gonna matter. When we had just straight Robo Monkey, it's gonna matter a lot too. But now that we got the Plasma Blast, it's not like it doesn't matter, but it doesn't help us out as much. But any which way, you're going to see the dominance. It's like one Robo Monkey with an Open combo is kind of wild here. We're getting that Open buff right there. You can see it perfectly in range, I guess. It doesn't even look like it's in range, but it is. And believe it or not, I am not going to stop there. We're going to go for more Super Monkeys. So I have limited range. I'll admit it. So we're going to do something sort of goofy here. We're going to build 2 base Super Monkeys. We're going to try to get a village here and get a second village and buff everybody else. See how many things we can get over here. I think this is good enough. And we might even go for a 3rd Super Monkey. Yeah. You know what? Why the heck not? 3rd Super Monkey. We're going to buff everybody, so we're going to get the Jungle Drums here. We're just going to get the Radar Scanner, no matter what kind of cross paths I go for there. It's just nice to have it. And believe it or not, we are golden for a really, really, really long time. Super Monkeys plus freaking Open. It's just dominant, man. 63, I'm a little curious if we'll have any issues there, but I don't think so. We have more money to work with if we need to, but I'm just kind of curious to see what'll happen for 63. I'm assuming we're going to take it down easily. I'll try to throw my trees down for the last set here and just win. But yeah, look at that. Pretty freaking dominant, man. It's the Plasma Blast right now. He's doing all the work. He's got 24,000 pops. Open's got 20,000, but he's been around for a long time. Ninja, though, 30K. Actually doing some work here. And believe it or not, these Super Monkeys not doing nothing. I mean, all those little baby buffs do actually add up to a pretty significant amount of popping power. All right, trees for the extra cash. And the question is, what do we want to get next? Of course, more Super Monkeys! This time around, we're going to swap up our strategy a little bit. We're going to be going for a top path Super Monkey. So we're going to do one of these guys. We're going to go for Quick Sun Avatar, and I still do like the Super Range and the Epic Range. I think it's the better combo here. I want to quickly note the power of a Sun Avatar. with opens buffs and the epic range and super range. This is BFB. I mean, I think he should be able to pop that thing pretty obviously, but you can just see that we have a pretty good amount of power here. There's not even like the chance of an issue happening. We've just got it all covered. And I'm wondering, well, what do you start to do now? We've already got a Robo Monkey. We've already got a Sun Avatar. Do we just kind of keep going with those guys? Believe it or not, no. We change up our strategy entirely. We start going for Dark Knights. And then we say, screw Super Monkeys. We actually don't want to go too heavy on the Super Monkeys. Even though I've been kind of heavy on them all day today, I don't want to try to play them 90+. The thing is, they're fantastic through the 70s. They're fantastic even through the early to mid-80s. They're pretty delicious against DDTs, but they are not great against crazy amounts of group balloons, nor the bad balloon. So we have to get other things to make sure that we can not have any issues against those things. Of course, we've done pretty well through the 70s here. How do we do against the 80s? Our first Zoma Girl! Oh yeah, that went down real fast and real easy. That's pretty amazing. Alright, so now we start getting more Dark Knights, and I'm going to go one Dark Knight with Plasma Blast. I'm going to go one Dark Knight with the Super and Epic range, and I'm not even going to move them. I'm not going to be moving around or anything like that. I know they've got the ability to do that, but they're just kind of stuck with what they are. Now, again, what do we do after this? Well, this is completely up to you. You can start to just save up your money and see what you can afford. I mean, you might be able to afford a $40,000 to $50,000 tower kind of by the time you start to run into any issues. Or you just start spamming a couple smaller support towers, you know. Smaller glues, Moab glues, maybe even a Moab glue over here. Snipers that can stun the Moabs. But honestly, I'm not a big fan of doing the small little things. I like to go big. I like to go juicy. But I haven't actually decided what I'm going to do yet. So I'll see you guys in a couple of rounds, and hopefully I'll have a final decision here. This is probably one of the only sucky things about this strategy is for big slow balloons like this guy. We can like insta-kill that thing, and then we gotta wait the entire time for this guy to wrap around here. And a lot of my towers slow things down on top of that, so it's kind of annoying actually, but it's still a smart way to play to kind of spread the balloons out. Pop the one side, let these guys slowly come at you, and then eventually you'll pop them once you got the time to. So I have a very hard time believing that the Dark Champion price is random. 66665 on Unpoppable mode. Unfortunately, I think we're going to lose on round 95 here, and I think what I want to do is I just want to say screw that. We'll just say screw you to the Ninja, probably, and we're going to get a Dark Champion, man. The cool thing with the Dark Champ is he's very, very, very strong, first of all. But he can warp to anywhere on the map. So specifically against the bad balloon, which is something that we might actually have some pretty significant issues with, he will be pretty dominant. So I know that I told you guys that I was going to go away from Super Monkeys because they're not usually that good in the late game. Fortunately, we're able to save up $70,000 worth of towers here. It just makes it kind of easy. So heck yeah, man. Let's take advantage of our advantages. Okay, I can anticipate that round 98 will probably be reasonably difficult. I don't know, it's just a really, really long and beefy round, so of course it's going to be, like, mildly difficult. During the round here, I think we can afford a Tech Terror. That's only going to be $22,800, so that means that we can do a lot of insta-killing action here if we're feeling it. And I think we already killed all those Oh My Gods over on this side, which is kind of insane. And these Oh My Gods are going to be so slow, I think this is actually going to be an easy round. 98, believe it or not, 90... What was it, 96 was more difficult than 98 for us, just because Oh My Gods come out near the end of the round instead of just kind of at the beginning of the round here. Very weird. All right, I'm also not expecting round 99 to be difficult, but yeah, never frickin' know, man. Sometimes weird rounds can be weirdly difficult. So let's see if these DDTs are going to be an issue at all. I am going to use my tech. Oh, yeah. Look. All right, a quick warp here, and we were able to get him over here, but now we don't have him right away for the bad balloon. That kind of makes me wonder if I should have warped him or not warped him, but I still think we're going to get enough warpage out of him. So let's use him to his advantage. Also, this is not Chimps mode, so we do have the ability to warp him again if we, or sell him or sell other things and make it all happen here if we want to. But I'm hoping that he'll just kind of, like, do all the work here right at the very end. It's not that much. I mean, 2 DDTs, 3 DDTs, 2 Oh My Gods. Should be handleable, right? Should be handleable. Ooh, that's a little worse than I thought, man. It's kind of upsetting. Very, very, very minor changes. I added a random taxure over here, and I'm going to warp him over here as well. I think just one more warp. I was expecting him to pop just a little bit too soon, I think. Unfortunately, we don't get the Tech Terror or anything like that, but I do believe that this should not be a major issue, hopefully. Still thinking. Come on. Take it down for me today. Don't make me have to sell more things. Been a little bit unfortunate. I've just decided to give up. I've decided to do 2 first strike abilities, man. I think we can damage it enough here. I don't know exactly when to use these things, but there's one. And let's try to time this puppy. Just blow it all up, and there it is. All right. We get it flowing here, but yeah. 513,000 pops with this super monkey, and we get 1,000 monkey money. Woo! All right. Well, it didn't go horrible, but the end was a little more difficult than I thought. That bad balloon was actually very tricky, and even one full-on 204 Dark Knight was not able to just magically take him down, specifically with a really, really bad round 99 warp that probably should have been a restart on. But either which way, we did end up surviving, we did end up winning this one, and life is good. If you guys enjoyed, press that like button, subscribe, have a super duper delicious day.